This is Kilo Foxtrot 5, Sierra Kilo Papa, and you're looking at a picture of my ham shack. I'm an amateur radio operator, and one of the devices I use is an antenna tuner. It is a MFJ 989C Versa tuner, and I'm having trouble with it. One of the problems is I am only getting reflected power readings and not forward power readings, so I believe that there's a problem with one of the diodes, and I'm going to take it apart and dig into it and see what the problem is. On the screen I have a Google Earth map of some lines that indicate QSOs that I've made in the last couple of months, all beginning with Kermit, Texas. That's part of the Ham Radio Deluxe features, is that you can actually draw out a line to track whoever you're talking to. But there's the tuner, and I'm going to disrupt the order in the track and see if we can't get down to what the problem is. Okay, now I have removed the tuner from its normal operating position to the bench where I'll be taking it apart. On the antenna tuner, there are several screws on the top that have to be removed and along the sides, and then the cover just lifts right off. So we'll get inside and see what's going on. Okay, I've gotten into the tuner by removing the top cover, and the area that I am questioning that has the diode that I believe is blown is on this circuit board right here in the far left hand corner of the tuner, and it is connected to the center conductor on this PL259 connector, and I've removed some screws so that I can get it out and look at it better. You'll be able to see on one side the good diode.Ust the camera is not the best camera for close-up work like this. The diode is a glass germanium diode in this area right here. That's the good side. I believe that diode is fine. It is on the opposite side of the board another diode. One is for the diode we're looking at right now is for the reflected power, and that side is okay, but the forward power diode is on the opposite side of the board, and it's a little difficult to get to and see. I'm restricted by a steel wire that's connected to the center of the board, but if you look in that area, there is no diode at all. It has been completely blown off the board. It's right here underneath my finger, and the diode's gone. And MFJ said that they would send me a couple of diodes free to replace, but after looking at the damage that's been inflicted on this circuit board, I believe that I would be better off replacing the entire circuit board because it leaves the other components somewhat questionable. I'll have to unsolder this steel wire right here so that I can get the board out better. The red wire, you see, is part of the meter lamp assembly or circuit. But when I unsolder it and get it out, I think you'll get a better idea of the depth of the problem. I've got one of the steel wires disconnected from the rotor switch, and I'm mainly taking this particular video of the wiring that is in the gray shielded cable. There's 3 wires: the white wire, the red wire, and the black wire. That all is a part of power to the meter lamp assembly in the front of the amplifier, and I wanted to get a good shot of that before I unsoldered the 3 wires there. One of them, the ground wire, is soldered directly to the board, and that's kind of hampering my movement at this time, so I'll unsolder it first. Now we're able to see the extent of the damage on the board in the black area. There looks like a large resistor that's been burned also. The variable, well, that might be a variable capacitor, or yeah, it's a variable capacitor may be damaged there, along with a smaller resistor in that area. I need to unsolder the white wire and the red wire now. The white wire and the black wire now, in order to get the board out where I can get a better look at it. These pictures are just for my reference. The black, I've removed the white wire, and now you see the black wire near the small capacitor. I need to let me orient the board a little bit. It goes in straight up and down like this into the back of the case. So the black wire now is what's restraining me, and I need to unsolder it. Well, thank goodness I do have a schematic, but I have removed the board, and one can see, let me get under the light, one can see the drastic difference between this side of the board, where my finger's pointing, to this side of the board. That should all be a clean area where that diode once was, and no telling what other damage was done to the other components on the board. So I believe the best thing to do is replace the board. The hardest part of this was the meter lamp wires, and getting them soldered to that board, and I may make some adjustments on that, because that's the only thing that that red and black and white wire go to, is the meter lamp, and I may route that a different way, but I've gotten down to the nitty-gritty of the components that are giving me the trouble, and it's easy to see that comparing the two sides, the good diode on the right side, the bad diode, which is there on the left side. So now we ordered the part and wait and see how difficult it is going to be to put all this back together.